What is happening, guys? Welcome back. So I said it in the last video that went up, but if you haven't watched it, Happy New Year, and I hope you had an amazing Christmas and are ready for hopefully what's going to be a bit of a better 2022. So in the last episode on the Mark 1, we got the underside of the car in stone chip, which was a massive step and it looked absolutely mega. So a couple of bits that are different from when you saw it in the last episode. I hadn't welded these on because I was waiting for them to arrive. These are now welded on, primed, and we just need to blow in the stone chip on them and catch a couple of little areas that we might have missed. I then might have came in during Christmas and New Year and did a little bit to the car and didn't film any of it. The first little bit that I sorted out was in here. When we took the pedal box and steering column, everything, all that out, there was a big hole here appeared that was rust that we didn't know was there. So I've made a new plate, if I can get this on here. I've made this plate with this raised hump here, welded that in, dressed it up, bit of filler, you never know. It does a job. Inside the car is where all the magic happens. So I came in and I've cleaned all of the floor up. A few little bits that needed welding up. We've welded them up, scuffed all the floor up, and we've gone through and etch primed all of the floor and then gone over and seam sealed the whole lot. And it is looking absolutely amazing. I also came in as well, and the roof had got bits of sort of insulation still on it and sand deadening and felt and all those bits. So we've gone over, cleaned all that lot back, sanded the roof over a bit, and then I've gone over and sprayed it with some Built Hambur's rust converter as well, because there's a little bit of surface rust on it. So we've gone over with the Built Hamber just to convert all of the rust on the roof, meaning then that the inside of the car is pretty much done. We need to prime it from there up and the roof, which is a job that we've got to do. But the job that I want to do next, because I really think it's the thing I want to do next, is we need to sort the engine bay out. Now, when I was building it, or when I was doing all the welding and this, that, and the other, I sprayed it all in Etch primer because I thought Etch primer was the thing to use. Having spoke to a few people, and mainly Tony's Refinishing, who some of you OG viewers might remember from when we did the Caddy series, and he helped me out with when I did my first ever full vehicle proper paint, not graffiti paint. We did base and clear, metallic of all things, on the Caddy van. Tony gave me a training day, helped me out massively with that, knows his stuff, and he's an absolute diamond of a guy. I'll put a link to his channel below if you've got any questions or wonderings over painting a car. Watch his channel, there it gives you so many answers. I'm constantly watching him again at the minute. And I spoke to him and said, I'd done all this lot and I'd etch primed it, and then was told that you can't put filler on etch primer because it doesn't stick and they don't like each other or something. The best thing to do really was to epoxy primer it, which I had seen and heard about but didn't really know what it was. So what I've now got to do is go round with a DA, some sandpaper, and get it all back pretty much to bare metal, so we can then go over and epoxy prime the engine bay. We can then fill it, sand it back, epoxy prime, fill it, sand it, epoxy prime. Then we'll go over with a load of high build primer, guide coat it, get everywhere nice, flat, flush, and looking trick. So the first thing we've got to do is, unfortunately, get all this primer off the engine bay. But before we get on with that, you might not have seen the video, but I've launched my very first competition on the channel and we're giving away the Fiesta ST180 track car. It's undercover at the minute, it's a little bit dusty in here. So yeah, I'll put a link in the description and up here somewhere to the episode where I'm explaining what's going on with the Fiesta. And I'll put a link in the description to the raffle page where you can grab your tickets as well. We're going to be giving it away to raise some... We've done what we can with it, so we're going to get the money out of it to then put into another project to be able to keep the channel going and keep on going with the Mark 1. And we're also going to be donating to Andy's Man Club, which is a men's mental health charity, and I've suffered with mental health in the past myself. It's a thing close to my heart, so we want to donate to them. I've very kindly as well been told by Main Automotive and Vand that they will be matching, each of them will be matching the donation I'm going to be making when we sell out. So get yourself some tickets, let's get this competition sold out, and we can donate to a great cause. Right, let's get on with the video. Wow. After about 5-6 hours of sanding, I think it is, we've got this all back to bare metal, and I've been told that this primer that come on that panel will be okay for the epoxy to go on. So we've scuffed all that up, tidied a couple of other little bits up, and yeah, that did not take 5 minutes. It was an absolute pain, but it's done. I'm absolutely filthy. I've already cleaned my face once, but that's done. So what I need to do now is mask the area up. Then we need to go over, panel wipe the whole area to make sure it's clean, grease-free, everything. Mix the paint up, and then lay the paint on. So I'm aiming to get that done tonight, so I don't know what time I'm going to be here till, but we're going to get it done. So see you back in a minute when we're ready to start laying some paint. There we go, all cleaned down. Paint is in the gun, heat is on, it's nice and warm in here now as well. Let's make a start on slinging some of this epoxy primer in this bay. There we go, two good coats of epoxy primer laid down. We've got everywhere, all the backs are everywhere. It's all one colour under here now and looking absolutely mega. Now, I did say I was going to do a light coat and 2 other, or maybe 3 other coats. Me being me, I got carried away, and yeah, trying to learn how to set a gun up when you don't really technically, well, necessarily know what you're doing. Obviously, I painted the cadet, but that was, well, nearly a year ago. Yeah, it's on anyway. We've got primer on, we've got it on. I'm happy with it. There's no runs, does what it needs to do. It's on. The first coat was dry, had sort of dried. The second coat is now on. They're really good coats. It's nice and warm in here, that's why the heater's on. So that's the end of my day. I'm going home. Well, I'm going to go shop, get some dinner, going home, and we'll come back in the morning and start filling and then sanding the engine bay. Put more primer on, so I'll see you in the morning. And we are back on another day. So that is that all gone off. It's had, I think it's had about 48 hours now going off, which is more than needed, but I had other things to do. So engine bay is now ready for the exciting task of more sanding. So I'm going to go over it now with some 180 sandpaper just to keel the areas up, and then we're going to go around and start laying filler on it now. I've got 2 types of filler I'm going to use, I think. Find them in it. So we've got U-Pol Easy Fill 2-pack deep repair stuff, which I think I'm probably just going to use that to get a good initial coat on. And then we've got some of this sort of finishing glaze putty that we'll put on as well, which will then smooth everywhere out, get it all nice and flat, sand it over. Another layer of epoxy, then we'll put a couple of layers of high build on it, and hopefully that will be good to go. So yeah, let's watch the enjoyable task of me sanding this yet again. Right, about another hour or 2 of sanding, and we are now sanded back, ready for the filling process. So along here it's all a bit wavy. It isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, and I think, to be honest, we're going to get rid of a lot of it with high build primer, but some of the sort of deeper areas, like that corner where I've knocked bits out, there's a weld seam on here somewhere. Those bits we're going to go over now and do them with 2-pack filler. Hi, I didn't bother filming the sanding process, but this has all now had its first fill and its first sand, and it's looking pretty good. And we haven't got as much filler on it as I expected there to be. Done down that chassis leg as well, show you all that. Done all of that lot. I'm gonna go back in with a bit more just to get these nice and smooth around here. Up there where we've deleted where the steering column bolts to, where the clutch cable used to come through, and then round here This here, I don't think I spoke about this. There's an indent in this inner wing, which I think is for the washer bottle or the battery or something. I can't remember quite what it's for, but there's an indent there. Basically, I knocked it out from the back with a hammer and dolly, and obviously it was sort of dotted with where it hit it. So I filled that to get that nice and smooth. Well, the slam panel as well is looking pretty nice. So like I say, that was its initial fill. I've sanded it all over. I was using 80 grit to get it down quickly. And then when we were near, we were then using 180 to try and get it as flat as we could. So what I'm going to do now is, before I go home, because it's getting late in the day, I'm going to give it a quick wipe over. I'm going to chuck another quick layer on. So when we come in the morning, we can buzz that down. And then hopefully we can then put a little bit more epoxy primer on top to just seal up where we've gone through the primer. Let that go off. And then next week we should be able to get the high build on. And then we can sort of guide coat it and block it down again. But yeah, waffling. See you in the morning. Welcome back to a new day. So I've been in again and sanded this second round of filler down. It isn't A1 perfect, isn't brilliant, isn't totally finished, but I'm going to prime everywhere again, and I think we'll finish it off with a little bit of the glaze. We're probably not going to get around to the glaze in this episode because, again, I'm running out of time. So gun is all sorted, mixed up, ready to go. So let's throw some more primer on here. And there we go, all in primer again, looking a hell of a lot better, looking a lot smoother. There's still pinholes and things that we need to sort out, but it's a lot smoother than it was, and it's looking a hell of a lot better. A few little wipes with the glaze filler, a little bit of a wipe over, and then we can high build prime it, block it all out, and it should be pretty good. I have also just etch primed all the inside of the roof, B pillar, A pillar, B pillar, C pillar, and all sort of the rear window opening, all this boot along the back here, and blended it all in, ready for us to then be able to paint the inside of the car. So I apologise that this episode has probably not been as exciting as it should be, or you expected it. They're all things that have got to be done. I've still got all of that work to do on it, which I'm probably just going to do off camera, so you guys don't get too bored, and hopefully in the next one we'll start on the outside bodywork of the car. If you've not already seen it, we're giving the Fiesta away, the track car that we've built, so I put a link up here for that. So yeah, go and check that out, grab yourself a ticket, and we're going to help out a cause that's close to my heart, Andy's Man Club. I've suffered with mental health myself, so we're going to try and raise a bit of money for them, and donate a bit to them. So yeah, thank you for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed what it's been. Till next time, enjoy.